right, guys, today let's talk a little bit about jobs that LPNs can have. There's various LPNs that are in school right now. There's various LPNs that are in the workforce right now that maybe don't fully understand what they're getting into, and they feel like they may just be locked into working at a nursing home, which is typically where you find the LPNs. As many people know, LPNs kind of do run the nursing homes. You may have an RN on staff, but typically your nurses at nursing homes or long-term care facilities are LPNs. So, in full disclaimer or respect, or however you want to say it, I will be calling LPN. I'll be calling it LPN. I'm not forgetting about my LVN brothers and sisters out there. We don't have them here in North Carolina, so I will be calling everything LPN, but LVNs, please let this know that this stands for y'all too. Showing y'all some love. I haven't forgotten y'all. I know y'all out there in California and Texas, out there in the bigger states. So, let's go ahead and let's start in no particular order, places that LPNs can work. Home health. Those of you who've been in home health before, myself included, I did home health for just a little bit as an LPN. It can be quite rewarding. You're one-on-one with a patient, and depending upon the needs of that patient, you may be doing quite a bit of stuff. You can do anything from trachs and vents, pass a little bit of meds. You might even do just a little bit of grocery shopping. I mean, there's no telling what you're doing as an LPN in home health. Of course, there are state requirements, state restrictions as to what an LPN can do. Please look up your state laws, your state licensure laws. But LPNs can be in the home, one-on-one with patients, and that's a very rewarding job. And I really did like pediatric home health. It wasn't for me, but I did love the job. It was not the job's fault. I did love home health, and you can do that as an LPN. I have talked before, and fairly recently, LPNs are making quite a comeback on the hospital floors, especially now that the corona or COVID-19 has kind of hit. Those guys out there on the med-surg floors, they need some help, and they are calling up the LPNs. I've seen very major hospitals in my local area, mainly the Baptist, calling up some LPNs saying, hey guys, we need some help. Let's get these LPNs back. The thing about working at a hospital as an LPN, working at a major hospital as an LPN, is the history of it. Hospitals, especially right around the time that the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare kicked in, they kind of got rid of all the LPNs. So I myself, being a victim of that, I didn't really get laid off, but I did see the writing on the wall that we were going to get gone quickly. I would kind of shy away from the hospitals as an LPN. If you get in with a good one, good for you. Just note, they kind of got a history of being mean to the LPNs once they're done with them. They love them all up and they're done with them and they send them on their way. And, that's it. That's the end of the LPNs at that facility. So just kind of keep that in mind. But if you do get on with a major player in the hospital industry, they typically have outpatient services. And these outpatient services, or doctor's offices, urgent cares, things like that, are hiring LPNs. They are hiring LPNs by the truckloads at doctor's offices. Family medicines, pediatrics, you name it, walk-in clinics, they're hiring LPNs. LPNs are a great asset to those places. A lot of times they do hire CMAs, which I have in the past called a nurse. It's debatable. Some people say they're not nurses. That's a point for another video. LPNs are coming on at doctor's offices, and they're coming on quite frequently. A good thing about working at a doctor's office is typically typically, or an urgent care, you do not have to work holidays or long into the night. If you get a job at a hospital or at a long-term care facility, you will have to work long into the night. You have the possibility of working long into the night, as those places are open 24 hours a day and they need staff all the time. You may end up being that staff member. If you're at a doctor's office, especially a doctor's office, chances are you're probably going to get off 9 to 5 and have holidays off, which would be great. I say 9 to 5. It could be whatever your hours are at your facility. A lot of doctor's offices take time for lunch, especially here locally. It seems like they all close from like 12 to 2, I believe is like the time. And I think it's probably really just an hour, but they close it. They stop taking patients at noon, and they start taking them again at 2. And I feel like they do that simply to get the ones out that are in there at noon, and then, you know, start back over at 2 so that everyone can have a full hour break. Doctor's offices pay the least out of everything I've mentioned. But, as I've also mentioned, every other job will work. Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Easter, whatever it may be. And even if you get an urgent care, you may still end up working those hours. I've seen urgent cares close at 10 p.m. before. So just take note that if you get on at an urgent care, you may be working a little bit longer hours, but a regular doctor's office, you'll probably be good for just working, 9 to 5 is what I'm going to say. 8 hours a day, I'm going to say. Let me get through this intersection. Oh, FedEx lady. Let me let the lady by. So, now that she is by, there are various other places that hire LPNs. And they are, for instance, call centers. If you call your insurance provider, let's just say you have United Healthcare, you call United Healthcare and there's an option that says press 7 to talk to a nurse or whatever it may be. If you press 7 and talk to that nurse, there is a chance that that nurse is an LPN, as these insurance call centers do hire LPNs. Believe it or not. Telemedicine is kind of making a huge I don't want to say resurgence, because they've not really gone anywhere to begin with, but it's becoming a very big market due to the coronavirus, and places are hiring LPNs. I even saw a position for Walgreens, the pharmacy, that's right, Walgreens, hiring LPNs at their call center. To be completely honest, I did not even know Walgreens had nurses that were on the call center. I didn't know this, but they do. And so if you want to get on the call center at Walgreens or United Health or Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever your insurance provider is, there is a possibility that you could do that, and you would be doing telemed from home. But who knows what your hours are going to be, because typically those places are open for questions as people call throughout the day, throughout the night, throughout the year. I don't know the hours for a telemed nurse, but I would assume they would be something like a long-term care nurse. You'd probably work through the night and answering people's questions and doing various other things. I did hear one time from a telemed nurse who had children at home. She said that she thought that being a telemed nurse would help her with her children, and she quickly found out that it was actually quite the opposite, as she had to hang up the phone on people to figure out what the children needed, and that actually ended up getting her in trouble with work. So be mindful of that if you're going in telemed. Also, there are various other places that always hire LPNs, and I will revert you to my go-to, Indeed.com, and type in LPN to find more jobs. This is just an example of the jobs that LPNs can work. Hope it helps. Thank you much.